working on. So to start the topic, basically the question was why fluid conveyance industry must go digital now. If you see, technically speaking, fluid conveyance has been a very foundation base in India for almost any sector we take. It is existing there. But how do we make sure that that current effect which is there is not having a digital impact covered in it? And the primary focus that we are trying to cover is that where we stand as of today in the fluid conveyance in context to the digital, and how can we take it to digital world in a slow and phased manner. So that's some of the examples and all that we'll try to work through that. So if you see the focus for today's agenda, we will be trying to cover what is the industry landscape in context of digital world. What are the operational challenges that we have been facing through in the industry? How digital transformation can be thought through in context to the manufacturers, assemblers, dealers, and the implementation path that we should adopt or to make sure that we are digitally equipped to grow 10x or multifold and get into the global market as well. So if we when we are when Nitesh talked about it, right, and when we have said, okay, let's really understand where we stand as of now. And when Nilad and myself were doing a research, we found the market is fragmented in two aspects. One is it is spread across all the domains. So that means there is an opportunity in each and every sector of the business that we can go through. But on the other end, we also saw that it is completely missing the digital the wave. If we just see from the aspect of that, only 9% of the orders are digitally traceable, which is a way low for this big an industry and this spread that is existing across the sectors. So hence we thought, yes, this is the right opportunity for us to be collaborating with you all and see where we can help when it is possible. And why we are focused, the entire focus, as everyone is trying to do it is almost a 9,000 crore plus an industry by 2027. It's only a year to a gap, right? And it's a huge potential which is there. And if we see this industry in India is led by 80% of MSME. It's not that only the big players are taking care of. It's like all the players who are MSMEs who have been able to make a big, all people coming together. It's a big pie into the entire scheme. And I think the potential is huge further ahead. So if we see from what are the gaps that we are seeing in the industry, so we have picked up 4 gaps that we think that we can try to identify so that there is a correlation and then you can work in that context. So one of them is the biggest one, be it manufacturer, be it assembler or any distributor, is manual stock entries. And why the manuals, everyone knows, I don't have to explain in detail why it is a big problem. But one of the biggest impact it is creating is it is inaccurate in keeping the data. So now if there are orders that are coming in, we don't know whether we can deliver this order in this month, next month, or beyond that. So those kind of inventory is not live. We will not be able to plan that more effectively and take it further. The other major aspect that we see is that the inventory is nothing but a money standing in our warehouses, factories, or the industries. How do we take it further? Means we need to make sure that the money has to move, the inventory has to keep on moving, so that the stale inventory does not stay there for ages, and we all of a sudden realize that's something we have to just discard because it has lived its age. So those are some of those things that we definitely need to look into and focus as one of the gap that we'll need to address. The second biggest gap is order collection over phone call, or order collection is in the email, or the order collection is in the WhatsApp. There are as many mechanisms are coming. We are seeing that the order collection has become means it's when we are saying all these are digital, but in true sense they are not digital, correct? Because we have just moved from a paper into a PDF or something, which is again not traceable. We can open a PDF at any time, search through it, but traceability of the order, that when did it come, who has picked up, how is it, who is processing it, that all information is missing as a whole. And that's, I think, one of the key things that we'll need to take into consideration, because once the order comes, it has to be delivered, and it's a bigger cycle that we need to look into. Hence, that is one of the important gap that we'll need to address through. The next one is dispatch delays or missing tracking completely. When we say dispatch delays can happen in multiple folds, right? The order was given at the start of the year, and we are expecting 3 drop deliveries. Now, the first drop would have already done because it was in the fresh mind, everything was there. But the other two, unless and until someone is giving a call or someone is very judicious to take a note of the planning, it is probably going to miss the timelines, and then last minute lot of hurry happens to get that delivery done. And I think that is not, means when we have talked with couple of vendors, not only in fluid blood but also in the other areas, same challenges which we have seen. And I think that is one area that we need to ensure that is getting addressed. The similar issue is also on the tracking part of it. The order is ready, it is delivered to the customer, but what happens is, who picked it at the customer end, when it was received, did they receive it or not? Unless and until someone just starts calling out and saying that where is my delivery, then all the hassle happens. Everyone दौड़ रहा है, मतलब तब जाके ढूंढना होता है कि where exactly is the order, and it takes a lot of time from everyone. So I think that's something which we need to look into. Half of, means if you see 30% of the time goes in the call support, and this is an unwanted call support. If it was a genuine support, it makes sense, but just to check where is my order, is it delivered, where is it reaching, if we bring that aspects, that's something which we need to look into and bring together. Okay, this also, if we see 1 or 2 kind of times, if we see there is a delayed deliveries, there is a possibility that the customer will slowly moving out. It means if anyone is in that place, it is a possibility that that can happen. And the revenue loss that is happening just because of the time it takes, as well as sometimes it can happen is the delivery package is ready, but someone missed to inform where it was kept in that entire big inventory, and then they end up into creating a new, and they will dispatch that. So now the inventory which was ready to dispatch is also a loss. So those, if you see, an average loss is also quite huge, and that also needs to be addressed as part of the solutions when we work, if we go through the digital. This technically, this losses we realize today, when the industry realizes at the end of it when they are doing a balance sheet analysis, because there the accounts guys will be calling out and saying that there is a gap, means what we have purchased versus what we have sold, and there is a gap, and that's how we get that number. Technically we should be getting it through the process of or the software applications that we can build. Now, if we go back to any conversation which I have had with the industry, one thing which has come out very clearly is that everyone is talking about a quote has to be generated. The industry runs on the quote, and the best quote wins. Best three are called for a second round, or there are variations of it. But where the bigger challenge comes is when people have remained manual. If the quote is supposed to be generated, it should be a like quick few minutes exercise rather than 2-3 days of an exercise, because by the time we generate a quote, someone would have already submitted a quote, negotiated it, and would be ready to deliver. So that's the biggest problem that we'll need to think through, that how can we make quotes in a very quick time span with a precision that is required. And that's something which we'll look through the problem part. So if we see from the hidden cost perspective, Nilan, would you like to cover from here?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, since till now we have seen the major gaps that we see on the manual system, let's take a moment to look beyond what is visible. Because as Sunil said, not all the expenditures or losses are captured in the profit and loss statements. Now let's think what exactly it costing business to stay manual. It may look simple, but actually every year the fluid conveyance business is losing revenue, not because of the poor sale or poor product, but rather for the poor system. If we come to this manual process one by one, just see the first one is that the fluid conveyance system, the stock mismatch is one of the biggest challenge. Many factories, they still track the stock either through the Excel sheet or through some paper, right, register. But without this centralized inventory view across raw hose pipes or the coupling or the fittings or the crimped assemblies, we don't know which stock is in, how many stocks are out, or what stocks are in progress. So as a result, what happens? There are delayed in deliveries, missed orders, because sometimes what happens, we either overpurchase and block the capital, or it will be under stock and we'll lose the order. So our dealers will be keep calling for the updates because of the delay, and we will be still figuring out, okay, where we are, what are the things to be done. The next is most of our orders are captured either on a phone call or a WhatsApp message. Yeah, I'm still there. Okay, WhatsApp messages. So now what happens, suppose we'll take an example of somebody, a dealer has given an order of 50 high pressure assemblies. Now, can we say instantly that when was it accepted and when was the production started, or where exactly the process state, and what is the process is on time? Are they packed? Are the QA done? No, right? We don't have that clear visibility there. So what happens is that when there is no timeline visibility, we don't know the accountability also. So in this time, because it takes time, so dealer might go to a place where he can get the order, all this clarity. He might move to that that business actually. And with this, what happens? We either lose the deal, or even if we continue, because of the delay, we may get the margin erosion. Next is our as Sunil mentioned, that every major challenge is at the quotation generation. So every order that starts with an RFQ, but if the quotation preparation itself is taking time from few hours to few days, because we are doing manually either on an Excel sheet or on a Word document. And we don't have the clear picture about the pricing that we are putting for each business. So it takes some time because we'll be doing the calculation manually and then add the cost and then send the quotation. But if the competitor is giving that response in 15 minutes, then definitely we are losing time there. Because today's market, actually the speed wins. So now now we'll come back to the factory owners or the business owners. How many times you would have asked what is the dispatch for today, or what are the pending orders? And then we have to wait for someone who will go and check in the registers, what are the orders, and then he has to correlate and he has to come back. So without this real-time data or the dashboard, it is very difficult to know what is the business state today. And then last but not now imagine somebody has rejected an order due to the faulty crimp. It is very difficult to trace whether it is because of the crimping machine issue or is the technician's error due to the low grade insert, without capturing the reject cause in the job card, because the next slot also might go with the same faulty products. So with that, what happens? It leads to the scrap or the rework, and which leads to an unhappy customer. Okay, now we can move to the next slide.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just increase little bit of a pace given the time.
Yeah, sir. Okay, so what happens since till today, how many MSMEs we have met? It's not that they are not sought on the order. They have good products, they have competitive pricing, but there are like the product, it is still there is something is lacking. So we'll see what are those things. So let's start with the speed. As we mentioned already, that the order starts with the RFQs, the dealer asks for the quotation, and then we take time for 1 to 3 days maybe to look up to the price, then calculate manually, and then create a document and send them. But in the meantime, someone else is sending that in 15 minutes. So definitely we can assume where the order will go. That our centralized system. So we don't have a centralized system today when we are going with the manual things. So it could happen that two salesperson can provide two different quotation for the same hose assembly. So because there is no price standardization, so there is no protection against the margin also. A small manual error can lead to some loss. There is another common problem that is suppose somebody has raised an order from your old quotation, because we are not having any track of the old record connecting to the new code. So there is a confusion in the specs, in the delivery term and the pricing. This misalignment may cause, again, delay, dispute, or some cause of the for the cancellation also. Then the next one is the manual quotation often skip the important technical details, like what specs to be used, what kind of grade, what is the fitting type, thread type, or the pressure ratings. Because that data are mission critical. So if you miss that, then that will be a confusion and it will lead to follow-ups, and then there is a loss in the time. So as per the McKinsey, the B2B report that shows that MSMEs actually lose on an average of 18% on the high margin orders due to the quotation gap. And the customer retention drops by 22% because of the poor quotation or the traceability, we can say. Yeah, go to the next.
Yeah, I think there is a small request. If you can just also mix with some part of the Hindi also, so that if anyone wants to cover it up, rather than going very much technical in English.
Okay. Okay. So since we saw the problems, now let's see what is the difference between the global versus India. Because we are all playing in the same industry, but here we are playing little different. Let's look at the global market, especially Europe, Japan, US, or South Korea. So what they do, they have, for them, the digital systems are not luxury, rather it's the standard for operating procedure. So what they have the digital quotation. So with automated pricing, means the system, आपका जो app है, that will only give you the price, exact price. So you don't have a second guessing or going back and forth. Inventory, again, it will have the centralized visibility of the raw materials, what are the finished good, what is so that you don't have dead stock or understock things. Then you have dispatch tracking. You know exactly from the starting of the order till the last mile of the delivery, which state you are, where, and what process it is undergoing. You know every details. So the procurement is done, assembly is completed, then you know the test is done, QA signed up, packaging is done, dispatched. So you know every details actually where the product, the orders status, which is the order status for the current order status. Now we'll see even they have integrated some smart sensors or predictive maintenance algorithm so that they can monitor their machine's health 24/7. So they have real-time monitoring system for the valves, the pipes, the pumps. And before anything happens, they can analyze the root cause system and give you. So what happens with that? They have the lower maintenance cost for the machine, they increase the life of the machine, and then the final end goal is that the customer is happy now, the delays are reduced. Now we'll come to India. What happens there? So in India till today, at least over 90% are still not have the automated traceability system. As we know, courts take days, not minutes, because you have to go through multiple documents and find out. And then there is no link between your quotation, dispatch, and delivery, because every data is there, but it is in isolation. So the issues are always blamed, like the quotation team will tell कि हाँ मैंने तो दे दिया था, the production team did not do at the right time. Production team will tell, okay, stock हमारे पास आया नहीं पहले. So delivery guy will tell कि okay, I did not find that. So something. So with that, what happened? So because of all these gaps, now the India is losing nearly 28% of the potential revenue due to just because of these leaks. But global level, if you see that it is much below than 10%, and it is just because the digital system plugs the gap. Yeah.
I think, yeah, this we already talked. We can go to the next one now.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to digitalization units across, and I think there's a very important aspect. It means we are all here because of FCP, and I think their primary focus is to bring all of us together, the manufacturers, assemblers, dealers, bringing all them together and collaborate to do a bigger success rather than individual. So I think this is one of the forum where everyone means from the industry is coming together, learning from each other and scaling in their own aspects. So I think a special thanks to the FCP team to make this thing happen. And again, we are also here with that context only because they thought that yes, digitization is also important aspect of it, and hence we joined them to support wherever the industry needs. be it from manufacturers, assemblers or dealers. Again, the points are मतलब ये जो है हम लोग इन्वेंट्री से ऑर्डर से ट्रैकिंग करना है या फिर क्वालिटी मेंटेन करना है या रिपोर्टिंग करना है, अगर कंसिस्टेंटली सबके साथ लेकर आ सकते हैं, वो एक प्राइमरी फोकस है. एंड दैट्स द विजन व्हिच व्हेन आई वाज बीन डिस्कसिंग विद नितेश जी एंड अनुप जी, I can see those things and we are working on that direction also wherever it is possible कि उसको एक बड़ा impact करके दे सके. And I think a special thanks to all of you guys also, because everyone is thinking it is not a competition. It is not, they are not fearing from each other being together into one forum to build together. So with the unity into this, we can jointly go towards the digital aspect of it. So हम यहाँ से आगे बढ़ेंगे jointly. दूसरा एस्पेक्ट है व्हाई गो डिजिटल. करेक्ट. मतलब जैसे बीच में नीलन ने काफी एस्पेक्ट से कवर किया कि ईच एंड हर एक स्टेप पे एक डेटा बनता है और वो जो डेटा है वो कलेक्ट नहीं होता. मतलब अभी जब when there is an issue that the delivery is not made, then everyone is on the task to run and try to figure out. So that has to be reduced. And what happens is every task is not time stamped. Now the order which has been given could be 3 months timeline. The processing time might be for 2 months and 1 month to manage the any buffer or make it the delivery happen. But what happens is क्योंकि time पे manage नहीं होता है पूरा, it will happen that we would have it into the time where the buffer is also gone. और वो जो डिलीवरी का जो टाइम है जिसमें हम लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि 10 दिन में डिलीवर करेंगे या 5 दिन में मतलब ट्रांसपोर्ट करेंगे, व्हेन आई एम सेइंग डिलीवरी ट्रांसपोर्ट करेंगे, दैट टाइम वुड हैव बीन आल्सो लॉस्ट. सो इसमें टुडे व्हेन वी गो थ्रू, we will, this issue will be at the top of that, and next we'll say next delivery will manage it. But when it comes after few days we'll lose, and once we lose that, again we will not have the timestamp and we will be doing the same repeat problem again. So it is important to have the timestamps at each step. Lot many people are maintaining the registers, so there are dispatch registers physically captured, orders का status captured हो रहा है, but it is not seen by everyone as one team. तो जब तक किसी को फोन नहीं लगाएंगे तो हमको पता नहीं चलेगा what is the status of the order. Nilan, back to you.
Yeah. Okay. So just imagine a typical day in a factory, like when we are capturing an order on a big register, right? That's how we capture. And then the stocks are at least maintained in an Excel sheet. Maybe there will be multiple tabs. And the only person who is maintaining that Excel sheet would be knowing which tab is actually the correct tab for the stocks. And then on the factory place, there will be a supervisor who will be telling loudly, right? Telling what are the description of the job cat to his subordinates. And with all this, and then quotation again, like handwritten quotations are there. So calculating with the calculator, we are using calculators, but not the system where it will automatically calculate your quotation and you don't have to spend time. So billings are also manual. So some billings would be a different way. There is an inconsistency in the billing also. It depends on the person who is creating. Some data would be there or not that. And then with this, if you imagine a scenario where we will use one app, maybe very simple app. So the order will be entered digitally. And then the inventory updates are on live. So there will be no guesswork. Okay, this much is there, here some are there. The system will reflect everything. Okay, now you have exactly this much. These are in the blocked state because some work is in progress. This is free. So you know exactly how much order you can take. Then job cards are shared via the app. So clear instructions are given to the technicians. Then quotation is sent in minutes using your app. Invoices is generated and it is standardized. It is across the business. So if you see here, everything is happening in the real time with the app. And that will actually empower you. So that today also you are doing that work, you know that work very well, but with this, it will give you more time so that you can do that in 10x way. Okay. Okay, so there is a myth, or maybe it's a blocking statement that comes like our technicians are not that well educated, or they are not the IT people that they can know how to operate on the apps. But in today's apps, these are not the complicated apps that they have to know each and every technicality of that. It will be very simple. They can use their own language also. It can come in any regional language, or even the apps are improved so much that the pictorial icons would be there, just reflecting like if you are telling crimping, there will be one icon for that. If it is for filing, there would be one icon for that. So they can just click and they have the details and they know what to do. And they will just capture the photo and they'll, okay, done. So that details will come to you, and we know exactly what is happening where.
Yeah, here I think one of the important thing which is there is everyone has a fear that my data once I put it on that, मतलब सबको दिखाई देगा. अब सबको दिखाई देगा करके डरने में we don't start going digital, but that is not the case. जब when we give access to the people in a right manner, that is something which we can also, the app can have a role based access कि who can see what kind of data. The business owner will see all the data, but every individual required to see that data, and I mean it can be happen. ये दूसरा एक सबसे बड़ा मिथ है, मतलब when we were discussing, मैं and Nilan were discussing on this, एक सबसे बड़ा ये क्या है कि वो तो घर पे जाके बैठ के कंप्यूटर खोलेगा और मेरा पूरा ऑर्डर देख लेगा. तो that is also a fear. So technology can help you, I mean, go in a wrong direction, but how can we protect you? If he is in office premise, only then he can open the app. मतलब the most one of the reason why people use, वो कंप्यूटर कहीं पे कनेक्टेड नहीं है, तो कंप्यूटर पे आके काम करेगा तो ठीक है, बाहर जाएगा काम नहीं करेगा. तो yes, this is not an IT thing, it is a physical world. Lot of company information secrets are there. How do we control that? And that's something also is a very important aspect that जब हम लोग डिजिटाइज करते हैं तो वो उसको ध्यान में रखना जरूरी है. So it's a very interesting point that we will have to add through.
Yeah, so with that, what happens, the production worker, he sees only the job card, not any other details. So the billing person will see only the billing. So that's how it is very isolated. The data is very isolated. Yeah, we can move now.
Okay.
Okay.
So when we see data is the power, means जो बोलते हैं ना कि it is, if we have data, then we can do anything. Of course, मतलब for that the business has to be there. So if we see in today's world, आपका जो business है, आपके पास जो data है, either you are having orders or you have balance sheets or accounts and all that. That is the one kind of data which is there, or the purchase orders and all that. But that data, if we try to bring that together, then only we can make a more meaningful information about it and then take it further. So data is power, but to get that power, we have to make sure that we build a system. It simple हो सकता है, complicated हो सकता है. Not everyone requires an SAP. ठीक है, सिंपल सिस्टम्स भी बना के उस लेवल का डेटा बना सकते हैं कि वो डेटा आपका डिसीजंस लेने में इजी हो सकता है. दूसरा एक सबसे बड़ा मिथ है कि टैली, हमारे पास टैली है, हमारा पूरा बिजनेस डिजिटली मैनेज हो रहा है करके. बट टैली इज ओनली एन अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर. वो आपको एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर जब बैलेंस शीट बनती है या क्वार्टरली जब ये प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अलाइन करते हैं, तब पता चलता है कि वेयर इज द प्रॉब्लम. It is not giving the visibility of the orders, the percentage, the profitability as we go through, and that's something which the Tally cannot give. Tally is a powerful tool, we should use it, but it is not for business operations, it is for accounting. So business operations के लिए we need to make sure that some kind of a solution digitally बनानी चाहिए, जिससे हम लोग उसको लाइव डेटा ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, ऑर्डर ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, इन्वेंट्री ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, एंड वी कैन प्रेडिक्ट. नाउ सपोज देयर आर 10 ऑर्डर्स, नेक्स्ट 2 मंथ्स में डिलीवर करना है, उसका इन्वेंट्री हमारे पास है कि नहीं वो देखना जरूरी है. एंड हाउ वी मेक श्योर दैट व्हेन इज द ट्रिगर दैट हैज टू कम, अलर्ट जो बोलते हैं ना कि इन्वेंट्री का रिक्वेस्ट डालना है, द मोमेंट द ऑर्डर कम्स इन एंड इफ इट इज नॉट सफिशिएंटली इन द इन्वेंट्री, it should automatically send one email, or when the person logs into the system कि ये इन्वेंट्री कम है, डिलीवर नहीं हो पाएगा. एंड वो सिस्टम एक बार बन जाएगा तो थिंग्स कैन बिकम मोर इफेक्टिव. और जो मिडनाइट ऑयल बोलते हैं ना कि रात को जागरण, आपका नॉर्मली इंडस्ट्री में शिफ्ट पे काम करते हैं, लेकिन अभी फिर एक इंसान 24 घंटे बैठ के काम नहीं कर सकता, तो वो करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी अगर प्रॉपरली प्लान्ड है तो.
अभी अभी पहले बार मेडल होगा तो बोल रहे हैं कि कैपेबल नहीं बोल रहे हैं.
So this is one.
आदमी मिला है.
Go ahead, Nilad.
Yeah, this is one case study of Rajkot Fluid Conveyance Industry. So they had 20 workers and they were managing the daily operation. And everything was running on the WhatsApp or the paper slips and based on manager's memory sometimes. So when the assembly errors kept piling up because of the wrong fitting or sometimes the missed connectors or misaligned specifications, and the deliveries delays became the norm slowly because the same thing was repeating. So then they decided to digitize with a simple application. So they started with the job tracking, like which state is there. They try to create the job cards in the system. They put those. They created the automated quotation platform so that the first stage is the quotation. So the first step, there should not be any delay. Then job cards, once they introduce the job card, there is no misalignment with the specification. And then the dispatch, billing and the dispatch. So with that, so they did not add any more work or any new machines, but they just simplified whatever they were doing till today. They were doing that in a digitized way. So that just made their work little better. With that, they the figures are here, what they achieved. So there is a 60% reduction in the assembly error because the specifications are clear now and it is visible to all. It's not isolated at one department or something. And 90% on-time delivery, because you clearly know how much stocks are there and where you are, whether you are on track or not. Then 30% in the order increase, because they built the trust with the system and slowly the growth of the order there increased.
Okay.
Okay. So when we are moving towards digitization, it's not that we have to go big bang for everything digitized in one shot. So we should actually take small step, rather baby steps. I'll tell. First, find out what is that one bottleneck you want to. What is your major bottleneck? Here, as an example, we have given like what hurts most is the quotation and the stock. So this is why that the quotation and the inventory, quotation generator and the inventory was in the first step. Once that is established, you got the data. The next is for the job tracking. So once that will be there, you have all the job cards in place, and now it is through digitization, it is going. Now that data is flowing, now it's time to have a little smarter app. Like you can now create a dashboard. You have all the data already with the above two apps. You have created a lot of data. Now you need to visualize what is there. You should know real time how much stocks are there, how many orders I got, what is the today's pending order, what are the dispatches for today. Everything you should be knowing. And then final step would be to connect all these dots, like manufacturers, assemblers, dealers, to have a uniform platform, and where they can share the standardized data will be also standardized here.
Thank you. So basically, what if we are saying main part क्या है कि डिजिटल जाने के लिए ऐसा नहीं है कि हमको करोड़ों का खर्च करके जाना है. It is a small investment that you need to identify and then figure out that take area by area, digitize it, standardize it, उसका ROI निकालो, benefit ले लो, and then go the next, and then go the basic benefit which you get out of this whole process is that in a short time you will start getting the benefit out of it. If it technically means, one of the question we normally ask is how many of the industry owners are putting an IT budget. जैसे हर एक का budget होता है, IT budget क्या है? And if we talk about IT budget, the one of the most responses that we get, yes, we have an IT budget. लेकिन आप टेक्निकली अगर डिटेल में देखोगे तो वो IT बजट क्या होता है, या तो लैपटॉप का है, कंप्यूटर का है, या सॉफ्टवेयर ले रहे हैं, या उसी के रिलेटेड है. इट इज लाइक जो नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन चलाना है उसका बजट है. देयर इज नो बजट to do a digitization of your entire processes, and that is where I think someone should start, even if it is a very small one. Someone should start कि थोड़ा थोड़ा करके चालू करेंगे तो this one small IT budget introduction in your entire budgeting exercise can give you a bandwidth to say कि हाँ हमको इस वक्त इस टाइम में कोटेशन को ऑटोमेट करना है, या ऑर्डर मैनेजमेंट को ऑटोमेट करना है, या इन्वेंट्री को मैनेज ऑटोमेट करना है, या जॉब को मैनेज करना है. इन्वेंट्री हो सकता है बिकॉज हर एक का नीड अलग होगा. सो वी हैव टू थिंक फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव एंड टेक इट दैट वे. द नेक्स्ट वन ऑफ द थिंग्स मीन्स, एंड अगेन हम लोग जब देखते हैं, इफ यू सी द एंटायर इकोसिस्टम, the large industries, they have data analytics people, they have normally software engineers and everyone to make a huge complex softwares, correct? That is okay, but ऐसा नहीं है कि they can only go digital. Everyone can go digital with a minimum investment and focus on it. So one of the important thing which we have seen is the quotation app, or it can be more like a calculator जो बोलते हैं ना कि what is a calculation of an assembly pipe with different specifications. How can we get like the calculator in a second? So that is one tools that we have come up with, and we can share at sometime. The other thing is the quote win predictor. Now quote win predictor, जब डिजिटाइजेशन होगा कि कोट्स कितने जन को हम लोग नॉर्मली क्या करता है कि देयर मस्ट बी 100 कोट्स दैट वी नॉर्मली गिव इनटू द मार्केट, बट इफ वी सी हाउ मेनी ऑफ दैट हैज गॉट कन्वर्टेड इनटू विन्स, एंड दैट विनेबिलिटी इज नॉट ट्रैक्ड. और वो विन कई बार अलग अलग लोग कारण से हो सकते हैं. देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल पैरामीटर्स. देयर कैन बी वन स्पेशलिस्ट इंजीनियर इन योर टीम, when he does the quotation, you would have seen that the quote is always one because you would have not made any mistakes. Or there is one person from the sales team who knows what is the market feel of the current pricing which is going, and he will say कि ये amount के ऊपर quote डालोगे वो नहीं जाएगा. So he being on the team and guiding, but those details are not captured directly. So bringing that kind of a data together and then doing a data analytics on it, and it's not like a software बनाना है, उसको डेटा को लेकर ऑफलाइन में हम मतलब कंसल्टिंग मोड में हम लोग करते हैं नॉर्मली. सो उसको प्रोसेस करके वी कैन हेल्प कि व्हाट इफ हु आर द की फैक्टर्स फॉर योर कोट विन, एंड व्हेन यू गेट अ न्यू कोटेशन, नया कोटेशन दे रहे हैं, उसके अगेंस्ट में चेक करके देख सकते कि इसकी विन प्रोबेबिलिटी कितनी है. एंड दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ पावरफुल टूल्स दैट कैन बी बिल्ट यूजिंग द डेटा, द current system which you have, or the new that you will get generated in the future. And that is where means leading into everyone is talking about AI in today's thing. Are we ready for the AI? We are very few of the industry veterans are ready into that because they have taken the small steps in the past. The part to that is start with the digital journey, get everything digitized, and then let's get into the AI part of the world. And when we come, AI का मतलब क्या है? आज के तारीख में, if we when I talk to multiple people into this industry, there is one or two specialist in every business जो दुरंदेशी होता है. वो बोलेगा देखो ये कस्टमर का कोट अगले 2 महीने में आने वाला है किसी और का, बिकॉज उसने मार्केट को अलग तरीके से स्टडी करके रखा हुआ है. उसको मालूम है कि अभी रेल फैक्ट्री लग रही है तो उसके ऊपर ये चेंज होगा. ही विल स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग, ही विल सेंड पीपल देयर. इट मे बी अ बिजनेस ओनर और वन ऑफ द स्पेशलिस्ट विच इज देयर. नाउ ये सब क्या है? दिस इज ऑल AI in the real world where people are building as a human AI. But we have to win in a big way. So how do we convert our own business and the processes so that we can get predictions on the new orders? और किसी को मालूम है कि ये पिछले 1 साल से चल रहा है, मशीन ठप होने वाली है, तो they know the process part of it and they will highlight. But how do we make a system कि जिसके वजह से we will get a forecast कि next 10 days you should send X machine for a maintenance, or after these many days the clamp has to be removed, और ये जो hose pipe जो जा रहा है मार्केट में, it is not it is failing and coming back. So next time when you send it to construction, don't send this, you have to find an alternative. तो वो जो फीडबैक है वो लूप पूरा मैकेनिज्म बना के जब करेंगे तो प्रेडिक्टिव मेंटेनेंस, रिजेक्ट एनालिसिस, ये डेटा बना के उसके ऊपर हम लोग बहुत पावरफुल इंफॉर्मेशन जनरेट कर सकते हैं जो आपको बिजनेस डिसीजंस में इजी हो सकता है. सो दोस आर सम ऑफ दोस एस्पेक्ट्स इन द डेटा एआई वर्ल्ड दैट विल हैव टू डू. Just a minute. Okay. So if we see, once we start using the digital and the AI integrations all together, पहले digital transformation कर रहे थे और AI transformation कर रहे थे, there is a far better possibility कि हम लोग जो issues है उसको resolve कर सकते हैं. जो आपके defects है, warranty claims जो गलत तरीके से, मतलब claim सही है लेकिन हम उसको प्रिवेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं कि उसको वारंटी तक जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ सकती है. वो हम लोग को पहले से कैसे पता चल सकता है कि हमारी हम उसको बेटर प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर कर सकते हैं. तो डेटा, डिजिटल एंड एआई का जब कंबाइन करेंगे तो वी विल बी एबल टू आल्सो ब्रिंग दैट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट. हम लोग प्रोडक्टिविटी इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं ऑन अ डे टू डे बेसिस विदाउट इंक्रीजिंग एडिशनल कैपेसिटी, because now we have the required information to make effective planning जिससे आपका जो लीकेजेस है उसको हैंडल कर सकता है. And the most important aspect in this entire conversation is the mindset. If we have the right mindset, only then we will be able to go towards the digital and the AI. Otherwise, जैसे बीच में नीलन ने बताया था कि एक फियर होता है या जो लोगों को एक गैप लगता है कि नहीं हमारे लोगों को नहीं आएगा यूज करने, या फिर इंफॉर्मेशन किसी को दिखा. इफ द माइंडसेट रिमेन्स देयर एंड नॉट अबाउट कि ठीक है ये इंफॉर्मेशन ऑनलाइन करते हैं लेकिन रिस्ट्रिक्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं बताओ, मेरे अलावा कोई नहीं देखनी चाहिए. तो ब्रिंगिंग द चेंज इन द माइंडसेट कैन मेक अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस इन द वे टू गो फॉर. अभी हम लोग कुछ दिन पहले एक कस्टमर के साथ ही डिस्कस कर रहे थे फ्लूइड में से, एंड वो पूरी टीम आई थी, 7-8 मेंबर्स थे, वन फ्रॉम प्रोडक्शन, वन फ्रॉम सेल्स, वन फ्रॉम अकाउंट्स, एंड वी वर डिस्कसिंग. हम लोग उनको बता रहे थे कि हम उनको कोटेशन ऐप और इन्वेंट्री ऐप कैसे डालेंगे और उनके प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे सॉल्व होंगे. तो ऑलमोस्ट 70% ऑफ द कन्वर्सेशन हम लोग का खत्म हो गया. एंड वन ऑफ द पर्सन हु वाज लाइक, हु वुड हैव बीन लाइक, बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम्स उसने फेस किया होगा, वो बोल रहा है लेकिन ये प्रॉब्लम होगा तो वो प्रॉब्लम होगा तो तो इससे पहले कि हम उनको कुछ जवाब दे सके या एक्सप्लेन कर सके, वो टीम ऑलरेडी उस थॉट प्रोसेस पे निकल चुकी थी कि नहीं, इन्वेंट्री आएगा तो मेरा टाइम बचेगा, मैं कुछ और भी कर सकूंगा। तो ही स्टार्टेड सेइंग, अरे दादा आपने ये कर दिया तो यहाँ पे पता चलेगा, वो कर दिया तो, इवन बिफोर द सॉफ्टवेयर वाज डिलीवर्ड टू देम, उन लोगों को समझ में आ गया था कि क्या चीज मिलने वाला है। एंड दैट माइंडसेट मेड अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस कि हमको डिजिटल जाना है, उसमें ऑप्शन नहीं है करके। एंड इफ वी ब्रिंग दैट ऑप्शन, देन वी विल बी एबल टू सी कि हम लोग अपने आप को कंटिन्यूस इंप्रूव करके नेक्स्ट लेवल पे लेके जा सकते हैं। हम लोग उसको छोटे छोटे ट्रायल्स करके लेके जा सकते हैं। एंड ये चीज है कि दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट, जैसे इफ आई सी, अगर आपको एक ह्यूज लेथ मशीन लेकर आना है, इवन इफ इट कॉस्ट यू लैक्स, करेक्ट, वो इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा, बिकॉज आपने फिजिकली देखा हुआ है कि वो इन्वेस्टमेंट से आउटकम निकलेगा। तो वैसे ही डिजिटल का आउटकम भी निकलेगा, लेकिन एक कॉन्फिडेंस आने के लिए टाइम लगता है। और वो कॉन्फिडेंस, या तो आप अभी आज की तारीख में बहुत सारे इंजीनियर्स निकले हैं आपके, मतलब घर में से ही निकले होंगे, उनके साथ लेके चलो, या कंसल्टेंट्स यूज करो, या लेवरेज द इंडस्ट्री। ऑलरेडी नितेश जी एंड अनुप जी आर ऑलरेडी टॉकिंग अबाउट ब्रिंगिंग दैट कंसल्टिंग अप्रोच। तो यूज लेवरेज, इवन वी कैन कम एज पार्ट ऑफ दोस इनिशियल कंसल्टिंग टू यू टू सी कि क्या चैलेंजेस है, क्या आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं। वी डो नॉट नीड टू से कि हाँ ये डिस्कस किया मतलब कि सॉल्यूशन लेना ही है, पहले ये समझना जरूरी है कि हम क्या बेटर कर सकते हैं। एंड वहां से अगर शुरुआत करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली वी कैन मेक अ बिग थिंग ऑल टुगेदर। कमिंग टू द लास्ट स्लाइड, टेक्निकली कि हाउ डू वी स्टार्ट, मींस गिवन दैट वी हाईलाइटेड लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स, हम लोग ने बताया कि सॉफ्टवेयर में हम क्या क्या कवर कर सकते हैं। मतलब इट्स नॉट कि हम मतलब माइंड्स क्लिक ही करने चाहिए, गो टू एनी ऑफ द बेस्ट यू वांट टू डू इट, बट डू इट स्मॉल, स्टार्ट समवेयर देयर। तो जब डिजिटल जर्नी अगर स्टार्ट कर रहे हो तो सबसे पहले आइडेंटिफाई करो कि आपका करंट प्रोसेस में क्या चेंज होगा। जिसके साथ बात कर रहे हो, मतलब मेक श्योर कि क्लियर ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट हो गया, इस कि इस ये इन्वेस्ट करने से मेरा 3 चीजें क्या खत्म होगा वो बताओ, या क्या चीज मेरे को रिपीट में नहीं होगा, या क्या एरर हो सकता है। आपको टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर घुसने की जरूरत नहीं है, समझने की जरूरत नहीं है, और टेक्नोलॉजी आउटकम क्या देगा, किस फॉर्म में देगा वो बताओ, एंड मैं वैलिडेट कैसे कर सकता हूँ, मतलब मैं चेक कैसे कर सकता हूँ, वो बहुत जरूरी एस्पेक्ट है। और वो अगर कर दिया तो दैट इज विल टेक यू टू नेक्स्ट कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल कि यस, देर इज अ क्लियर ऑब्जेक्टिव दैट वी कैन वर्क थ्रू दैट, करेक्ट। एंड एवरी स्मॉल यू डिसाइड, पहले गोल बनाओ, वो खत्म करो, फिर दूसरा गोल बनाओ, फिर खत्म करो, फिर तीसरा गोल बनाओ। तो you can go in a repeated model and then start wherever you can do a quick wins, मतलब जो बोलते हैं छोटे छोटे, या तो सिर्फ सिंपल कोटेशंस बनाओ। आज जो मैन्युअली कोटेशंस बना रहे हैं एक्सेल में, वो उसको कोशिश करें कि उसको ऑटोमेट करें। आज पेपर मतलब जस्ट वर्ड में टाइप करके दे रहे हैं, अब वर्ड से एक्सेल में शिफ्ट करना मतलब थोड़ा फॉर्मूला लगा के बेटर प्राइसिंग डाल सकते हैं, वो कर सकते हैं, प्राइसिंग लुकअप्स से लेकर आ सकते हैं। सो दोस आर सम ऑफ दोस थिंग्स। या फिर डैशबोर्ड्स बनाओ कि जो आउटकम गया हुआ है, हाउ मेनी विनेबिलिटीज आर देयर, वी कैन स्टार्ट विद दोस काइंड ऑफ स्मॉल थिंग्स कि मेरे को ये जानना है कि मेरा कितना परसेंटेज लीकेज है। फॉरगेट अबाउट एनीथिंग एल्स, लेट्स फिगर आउट व्हाट इज द लीकेज, बिकॉज मेरी इन्वेंट्री क्या ऑर्डर की थी और मेरा आउटकम क्या हुआ, उसके बीच में जो लॉस है, इट कैन बी 100, 10 feet pipe, yeah, some couplings or some of those. But when we bundle all that together in a year, it is a huge 10 to 15% leakage, which is not managed anywhere. So we can start from there. That also is one way to look into कि सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने से पहले वो भी एक ट्राई करके देख सकते हैं कि कैसे आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, करेक्ट। और ये जब कर रहे हैं, इसमें पूरी टीम इन्वॉल्व होना जरूरी है। ऐसा नहीं है कि पढ़े लिखे ही मतलब जो इंजीनियर्स है वही करेंगे। फैक्ट्री में जो बैठा है, जो जॉब कार्ड ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि एवरीवन टुडे इज यूजिंग व्हाट्सएप, एवरीवन टुडे नोज हाउ टू सेंड मैसेज, रिसीव मैसेज एंड डू दैट। तो हम उनको उस लेवल पे मैनेज इन्वॉल्व करना है कि वो हमारा डिजिटल जर्नी में, क्योंकि अगर ग्राउंड पे वो फोर्स इंप्लीमेंट नहीं किया है तो आगे जाके नहीं होगा. The biggest thing which we have seen, like lot of people have done SAP implementation, and you go and ask them that what are they using for SAP, you will end up listening from them that they are only using SAP for inward and billing. उसके अलावा वो बीच का जो SAP का जो इतना सोफिस्टिकेटेड फ्लो है इज नॉट गेटिंग यूज्ड. इट कैन बी एनी रीजन कि टेक्नीशियन को नहीं आ रहा है, या फिर उसका SAP का लाइसेंस क्या है, देयर कैन बी एनी रीजंस. लेकिन कोई सिस्टम अगर हम बना रहे हैं, उसको सिस्टम को सब प्लेयर्स को इन्वॉल्व करके अगर बनाए, इवन वो गेट कीपर को भी इन्वॉल्व करना जरूरी है. ही मे नॉट सी एनी डेटा, बट हाउ डू वी ब्रिंग दैट गेट कीपर कि जो जो ट्रक इन्वेंट्री लेकर गया तो कौन सा इनवॉइस लेकर गया है, कौन सा इनवॉइस इन्वेंट्री लेकर आया है. एंड दैट इज वेयर विल मेक अ डिफरेंस कि द एंटायर इकोसिस्टम इज इन योर प्ले. दे विल मेक थिंग्स बेटर. Correct? So we are almost on the edge of end of the presentation part of it, and definitely we would like to open up for the conversation. But before we open up for the conversation, right, we thought let's understand where exactly the biggest struggle is, just to get a feel कि हम लोग ने तो कुछ लोगों के साथ बात किया हुआ है. Is there something which you think कि आपको क्या लग रहा है, अगर चैट विंडो में अगर आप सिर्फ डालेंगे कि ये 5 कैटेगरी में से आपका आपको क्या लग रहा है कि कौन सा सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है आपके लिए, या आज का तारीख का स्ट्रगल क्या है? इफ यू कैन जस्ट पुट दैट. Yeah, I think if everyone can unmute, I think Nitesh ji, then they can call it out in a word also.
Management.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, MD sir.
Can I take a couple of minutes from Sunil and Nilad Das, yeah?
Yes.
Nilam Das.
Excellent production, excellent presentation, and appreciate your in-depth what you have done, market survey and all those things. I, on behalf of FCP Index, would like to add a couple of things, which will, by and large, benefit not you or the present, participants of this webinar, but in the whole industry. I mean, the whole fluid connector conveyance industry and your industry also. I mean, the IT industry also. So it's going to be a win-win situation.
Yes.
Now, first thing is, you have used a couple of words and phrases which I highly appreciate and which should be in anyone's mind. And these are the words you should go and, one is your digital journey. See, you got to tell these MSME customers, prospective customer, that you have to start a digital journey. Otherwise, if you don't start, everyone else will start it. So you better start right now. Another, this thing, the mindset shift which is required. It's a very, very, I mean, this is the actual thing which has to be there, right? See, basically, if you see this product domain, this is basically, you can call it an ancestral product, where the owner is the manager and he has intentionally for data secrecy, he has intentionally, kept it under a carpet so that people and his employees do not know about it. And, this is the thing. Number two reason of not going in digital is the complexity. See, because India, there's been a income of all technologies from all over the world, so many standards. So that brings a big complexity in the product group. So how you can address these two is, one is next generation has already come and they understand that it has to be there. The digital journey has to start either today or tomorrow. And regarding data secrecy, there are many ways and means you can maintain the data secrecy. And regarding the complexity, you have got this standardization has come and rationalization has come. So people are moving towards that. And if you ask, I have been in touch with so many FC assemblers and all those. And if you ask them what is your main pain point, what is your main rejection, what do you get the main rejection from? They'll say human error. So
Correct.
keeping all these things in mind, my suggestion, see, I part of a, FCP index. We are for the, system-oriented system. We are vouching it. We are campaigning it for a system-oriented, digital-oriented system and things like that. So that the human errors are, if you ask the maximum rejection they have got is because of the human error. So this human error can be addressed by the, digital system-oriented your approach. Now, what do you should do as a IT? See, you are not here to campaign, or you got to have a business, isn't it? You have come here for business, and you got to have your business, and you got to see that you get your business fast. The best thing would be, see these, MSME, or I would say MS, not M, middle. I mean, it's micro and small. You got to offer them something which is affordable to them. My suggestion, this is my personal suggestion, that right now you need not go in for customization for each and every customer. You got to make a package which is applicable to most of these. I mean, most of these, and I know it can be done. And it's
Yes.
not going to be a very expensive package. It should be in, okay, if not thousands, in very low, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, something like that. Very inexpensive package with provision to customize it at a later date.
Correct. To make the journey simple, start small. Start
Yes,
small,
yes.
start simple. Means
It has to be a
definitely
small start.
that is, yeah,
And
that
you
is
got to
something.
tell them. Yeah, you got to tell them, if you
Correct.
don't take it, your next door neighbor will take it.
No,
So
so
it's
that
up to you.
we didn't cover explicitly in this thing, because our focus at this point in time is,
Right.
first we should make sure that this journey is important. It is
Yeah.
important, not necessarily with us, but it is important to start. And means rightly called out, the youngsters in the industry, they are coming. They will come when they see that yes, they can use the latest technology and all that. There are a couple of members where FCP has introduced us, and we work with them, and we can see the benefit they are seeing out of it. Plus, we are also able to understand the industry depth and then bring that. It's not like it's not that we have to build a software, only software. It is
No, you don't have to.
understanding, bringing technology home is important.
Right. It's not the technology. You see, when I call it an ancestral product, this product are never taught in any university or anything of that sort. It has come to ancestors, and
Correct.
now I think it is the two and a half generation, two and a halfth generation which is there. Now this halfth generation believes that if you don't start your journey, I mean, they must be telling you their dads and granddads, okay, who started the industry, that you are already late, dear granddad. You don't know. So let's start it. So take this opportunity. And this will be good for you also as an entrepreneur. And it will be good for all the listeners who are here. It will be good for everyone. Probably most of them have already started. But there are 2,000 odd, 3,000 odd assemblers in India. And most of them have got no system. Forget about weak system. They have got no system. What you said is very right. It's a पर्चे में लिख के, क्या क्या बनाना उसका description पर्चे में आता है. ठीक है. That is mainly because of the owners. They always wanted to have this data secrecy. So you got to break the ice, and you got to break the ice with a small, non-customized, uncustomized rather, packages for everyone, which has got the provision to customize at a later.
Completely agree.
I think that is the way forward for you. That will help us also. Us in the sense I'm talking about the entire FC Fluid Connector fraternity, not just FCP or any assembler or any hose manufacturer or any tube manufacturer, not a fitting manufacturer, So it is going to help, and it is required now. It is required. So that's what I just wanted to add on to what you said. You have done a fantastic research work, and congratulations for your excellent presentation, both you and your colleague.
Thank you, sir.
Madam. That's it. Thank you.
Any question from any participant? सुनील जी, एक क्वेश्चन है हमारे मिस्टर विनीत कथुरिया साहब का कि इस टाइप का सॉफ्टवेयर या इस टाइप का आपने किसी होस्ट असेंबलर्स के यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट किया है क्या, या उनका क्या फीडबैक रहा है? ये क्वेश्चन था उनका।
हाँ, किया है। दे आर स्टार्टेड। वही और बोलते हैं ना कि स्टार्टिंग प्रॉब्लम्स हर किसी के अलग लेवल पे होते हैं। कोई इन्वेंट्री को पूरा बनाने में लगे रहते हैं, सब परफेक्ट सिस्टम बनाने में लगे रहते हैं। चालू है एक कोटेशन ऐप और इन्वेंट्री ऐप, पूरा मल्टी वेयर हाउस बेस्ड इन्वेंट्री ऐप, दोनों बने हुए हैं। एंड दे आर स्टार्टेड लुकिंग इनटू इट। वी कैन नॉट डिस्क्लोज द नेम, बट यस, इट इज देयर, रेडी टू यूज काइंड ऑफ सॉल्यूशन।
एक्चुअली सबसे देखो क्या है, सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज इस इंडस्ट्री में ये है कि इट इज वेरी अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड इंडस्ट्री। ओके, सो देयर आर मल्टी चैलेंजेस, मतलब काफी फ्रंट्स में चैलेंजेस हैं। एक तो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है माइंडसेट, है ना। दे डोंट वांट टू चेंज, है ना। वो लगता है कि यार मैं पिछले 20 साल से 25 साल से मैं काम कर रहा हूं और मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है। मैं जब शुरू किया था तो मेरा टर्नओवर 10 लाख था और आज मैं 10 करोड़ पे पहुंच गया, है ना। तो कई लोगों का ये लगता है कि मुझे इसका कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। ठीक है, एक माइंडसेट वाला जो बात आ जाता है। सेकेंडली आ जाता है कि हम इसको आपसे मतलब जो भी है हम शुरू करते हैं, लेकिन उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज हो जाता है, क्योंकि डाउन द लाइन भी जो उनके पास मेन पावर है वो उतना एफिशिएंट नहीं है कि जो उसको प्रॉपर काम कर पाए। मतलब जो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज मैं देखता हूँ आज की तारीख में है वो है इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट। ठीक है, मतलब बड़ी से बड़ी कंपनी में, और मैं एमएसएमई की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं ओईएम्स की भी बात कर रहा हूँ, है ना। कि प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपके सिस्टम में एक्स अमाउंट, मतलब इन्वेंट्री का जो वैल्यू है या जो इन्वेंट्री का जो पार्ट नंबर्स का डिटेल है, इट विल नॉट नेवर मैच विद द फिजिकल क्वांटिटी, है ना। तो और यहाँ पे क्या है, जैसे हमारे इंडस्ट्री में आप देखते हैं कि दे आर सो मेनी नंबर्स ऑफ डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स। ठीक है, तो वो उसको मैच करना एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है कि इन्वेंट्री को मैनेज कैसे करें या इन्वेंट्री को मैच कैसे करें। तो उसके लिए आप क्या सजेशन आप दे सकते हो, जो हमारे होस्ट असेंबलर्स हैं उनके लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि जिससे कि एक इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट का एक प्रॉपर, मतलब देखो 0-0 कभी नहीं होगा, मतलब आप उसको मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं। वो प्रॉब्लम को खत्म नहीं होगा कभी भी, लेकिन उसको कैसे मिनिमाइज कर सकते हो, क्योंकि कई बार सिस्टम में आप अवेलेबल है, फिजिकली अवेलेबल नहीं है वो पार्ट, या
उसके लिए
फिजिकली अवेलेबल
नितिन जी,
सिस्टम में नहीं है।
उसके लिए एक ही सोल्यूशन है कि आप आज से 0 से शुरू करिए और पीछे का इन्वेंट्री आप एक एक वैलिडेट करके वेरीफाई करके इन्वर्ट करिए।
यही किया था। तो अभी हम लोग जो एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किए थे, तो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो गया, हम लोग ने उनको दे दिया था। 2 महीने निकल गए, चालू नहीं किया है। क्यों नहीं चालू किया है? क्योंकि वहां पे उनको ऐसा था कि हम जब सॉफ्टवेयर में चालू कर रहे हैं तो हम पूरा इन्वेंट्री को परफेक्ट करके एक्सेल से हम उसमें जाएंगे करके। फिर मैंने उनको समझाया, अनुज जी जैसे आपने बोला ना, हमने उनको समझाया आप वो मत करिए। आपने बोला आज 10 आइटम है, 10 आइटम आप डाल दो, उसकी इन्वेंट्री वहीं पे होगी। फिर और तो 10 करके भी अगर डाल दिया रोज, तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट विल, मतलब वी विल गेट लॉट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री कवर्ड। तो एंड फिर उसकी इन्वेंट्री बाहर नहीं मेंटेन होनी चाहिए, वहीं पे मेंटेन होनी चाहिए, किसने निकाली किसने रखी। सो नाउ दे आर स्टार्टेड। तो वो बात बराबर है, जैसे अमरीश जी ने भी बताया था कि सॉफ्टवेयर डालना इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम। द प्रॉब्लम इज कि कार बाहर खड़ी है लेकिन ड्राइवर नहीं है कि इसको चलाएंगे कैसे। तो इसीलिए हम लोग जब काम कर रहे हैं
in this segment of workforce now we have more damages than managers.
तो हम लोग
they
इसीलिए
damage it
कनेक्ट
all.
कर रहे हैं कि वी कैन बी योर टेक्नोलॉजी पार्टनर. आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट ह्यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. वी शुड बी
देखिए,
जब
आपको इसमें क्या है कि इसमें आपको हैंड होल्डिंग करना पड़ेगा, है ना. मतलब ये ऐसा चीज नहीं कि आपने एक बार दे दिया और आप भूल गए, ये नहीं होगा. ठीक है,
नहीं,
इसमें
वो नहीं कर सकते, पॉसिबल ही नहीं है.
आपको उसका हैंड होल्डिंग करना पड़ेगा और इनिशियल कॉस्ट जो है आपको वो बहुत एक मिनिमम रखनी पड़ेगी. अफोर्डेबल कॉस्टिंग करना पड़ेगा. इसमें क्या है ना कि जो वो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा है उसका रिजल्ट कहीं ना कहीं उसको मिले और उसके बाद वो वापस री इन्वेस्ट करे उसको.
करेक्ट.
आप समझ रहे हो? क्योंकि आप बोलोगे कि यार मेरी इसका 10 लाख 12 लाख 15 लाख है, तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि वो लोग अफोर्ड कर पाएंगे इसके इतना बड़ा.
वही चीज.
अगर अफोर्ड करने के बाद में क्या होना कि उनको ये बैक ऑफ द माइंड हमेशा रहेगा कि यार ये इम्प्लीमेंट होगा या नहीं होगा. तो छोटे छोटे मॉड्यूल्स आपको करने होंगे. एक आपने मॉड्यूल्स उनको दिया, इम्प्लीमेंट किया और उसके बाद आप नेक्स्ट लेवल को उसको ले जा सकते हो.
करेक्ट है सर. वही मेथड है.
It is a rightly said. It's a line of documents
हाँ.
like inventory management, आपका job route card management, order tracking management, quotation management. You need to have a line of documents, line of systems.
परफेक्ट.
और आपको एक चीज और करना है कि लेट देम फर्स्ट हैव अ फील ऑफ इट. जो जिनके पास अभी तक सबके पास मोरलेस हो गया है.
हाँ.
मोरलेस क्या हो गया है, कंप्यूटर वहां पर कोई बैठ के कुछ मेल भेज रहा है, कुछ भेजा, बट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू दैट ओनली. उसको आगे ले जाना है, उसमें उनको अधिक खर्चा नहीं करना है. एंड देन यू गॉट टू व्हाट ही सेज, थोड़ा हैंड होल्डिंग करना पड़ेगा आपको.
करेक्ट.
बट
आई थिंक अक्षय जी का क्वेश्चन है.
See, there are about three questions. The last one is very interesting.
अक्षय जी को ही बोलने दो. वो क्या क्यों क्वेश्चन है मिस्टर
नहीं, वो
अक्षय?
पढ़ लिया मैं. मतलब अगर बोलना है तो, नहीं तो मैं कॉल आउट कर देता हूँ.
या
तो अक्षय जी का क्वेश्चन, एंड ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है कि एडिशनल पर्सनल्स कितने लगेंगे अगर सॉल्यूशन लेकर आए तो. और हम लोग जब प्रपोज करते हैं तो हम ये बोलते हैं कि एडिशनल पर्सन की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए. आपके जितने लोग हैं उनको सॉफ्टवेयर को इस तरह से मतलब जैसे नीला ने समझाया ना कि मोबाइल ऐप पे यूज कर सकते हैं, या इतना सिंपल है कि उनको जो काम करना है सिर्फ वो लॉगिन किया और काम किया, काम खत्म, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं करना है. तो टेक्निकली सिस्टम को मैनेज हम लोग कर लेते हैं. उसके वजह से बेनिफिट क्या होता है कि ना आपको सिस्टम को अप रखने का चैलेंज है, उसकी सिक्योरिटी हम लोग देख लेते हैं, उसको किसको लॉगिन देना है किसको नहीं देना है आपने बताया, उसी के बेस पे करते हैं. तो आपको एडिशनल आईटी के कोई लोग लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ये जो कॉस्ट है इट शुड ओनली हेल्प यू टू बेनिफिट. एंड जब वो दिखेगा, उसका डेटा दिखेगा, जब कोई लॉगिन कर रहा है वो बोलेगा मेरे नाम पे 10 जॉब कार्ड पड़े हुए हैं, तो उसको मालूम है कि ये जब 10 जॉब कार्ड में से प्रायोरिटी किसको करना है. तो वो एस्पेक्ट जो है दैट इज हाउ इट इज कवर्ड. सो एडिशनल की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन जो एग्जिस्टिंग है हम उन लोग को ट्रेन करते हैं हाउ टू यूज द सॉफ्टवेयर टू मेक श्योर दे कैन टेक इट फर्दर. ठीक है अक्षय जी, डज इट मेक सेंस या एडिशनल कुछ डाउट है उसके ऊपर?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sunil. Am I audible?
Yes Akshay.
So basically, my question is, what happens in the industry is usually you have people who do manual work on the shop floor, and they are not very well versed with the systems, and you wouldn't want them running with mobile devices also because you don't want them distracted, right? So basically, it's a very production driven business. Like, I want to optimize for everything that's there. I don't want my workers to be messing around with phones and just saying, okay, mere paas hum app chala rahe hain, ye kar rahe hain, and I don't want to give them out my systems as well. Now the other challenge is basically, if you train people, then there is a very big question about constantly retraining people, because retention rate is very, attrition rate is very high in this particular industry. Like, people keep leaving, new people keep coming. And then I'll tell you, right, these data entry jobs, I can, as an owner, as a manager, I can spend time there. But when it comes to putting stuff at the shop floor and managing inventory and stuff, that basically I cannot rely on my manual workers who are basically taking out stuff, putting stuff. and if somebody who knows how to operate a system or something, then they will not do the manual entry. So
Correct.
that's a bit
So
of a challenge. That's why
I'll take three.
that's why I asked how many additional persons you got, because either it will come to the point where an owner or a manager will be, or somebody from the accounts team will be doing the entries
नहीं,
for the system on their basis.
let me explain when we are doing that kind of a solution. जैसे मैनुअल एंट्री क्यों करना पड़ती है? क्योंकि every stage someone has to do an activity. But let's take a simple example. एक quotation आया, correct? A request for quote आया. Now the request for quote says 10 items that needs to be ordered. We need to give an estimation. हम लोग ने सिस्टम में क्या किया? सिर्फ वो एक वन टाइम एंट्री कर दी रिक्वेस्ट फॉर कोड की, उसी को यूज करके बोल दिया कन्वर्ट इनटू ऑर्डर. जब वो कन्वर्ट इनटू कोटेशन. द मोमेंट यू से कन्वर्ट इनटू कोटेशन, कस्टमर का डिटेल्स ऑलरेडी सिस्टम में भरा हुआ है, तो किसी को हर बार मैनुअल एंट्री नहीं करना है. कस्टमर की प्राइसिंग स्ट्रेटजी अंदर ऑलरेडी है.
Cut you off, Sunil here. I think so. On a similar solution we were working, and I mean the challenges that I'm telling you are from experience. I'm not talking about the whole customer order management digital journey. I'm just I'm talking about when it comes to material inventory and verifying, because as Mr. Nilesh said, like the biggest problem for people is stock management. So that is something I think if that is solved, that's like
no, that is also there. So when we say mobile to be used, when we have walked into the factories and सबसे पहले क्या होता है, एक लोकेशन होता है जहां पे जॉब कार्ड आपका रखा होता है, जहां पे जाके उसको अपडेट करना है. इन्वेंट्री जहां से ले रहे हैं वहां पे एक जगह पे एक छोटा सा मशीन है या स्टैंड है या जो भी है, तो वी जस्ट पुट दैट इंफॉर्मेशन. समवन शुड लॉग इन, अपडेट एंड मूव, या उसको एडवांस लेवल पे लेके जा सकते हैं. द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इज हाउ डू वी मेक इट एन एआई बेस्ड, कि वो वहां से इन्वेंट्री उठा के लेकर गया, जब वो उठा के लेके जा रहा है, फेस तो ऑलरेडी डिटेक्टेड है, फेस भी लिया और वो आइटम ले लिया, तो उसको पता चल गया कि ये दिस इज देयर, एंड डेटा गेट्स एंटर्ड. ही जस्ट नीड्स टू क्लिकिंग एंड से कौन सा जॉब कार्ड के लिए अप्लाइड है. तो व्हेन सॉल्यूशंस जब बनाने के हैं, एंड इट हैज टू बी इन द सेफ्टी एस्पेक्ट स्टैंडर्ड्स, कि योर पॉइंट इज करेक्ट. The mobile cannot be moving into the factory area. It has to be docked in one place where they can update, so that everyone knows what is the update is. And the entry is not कि data entry करने के लिए बैठ रहे हैं. जब हम लोग everyone gets to keep on filling the form, that is where the systems fail. सिंपल सा चीज है, एक जॉब कार्ड ऑर्डर से जब जॉब कार्ड बनाया, almost every detail is there. You just need to add how many orders, how many items to be converted into that job. The rest of the details should be filled by system. It's only assigning का एक काम करना है, तो assigning का काम कोई भी कर लेता है. तो how do we make sure that the software is designed? हम लोग एक्सपीरियंस की बात करते हैं. जब हम लोग एक्सपीरियंस की बात करते हैं, तो हमारा फोकस यही होता है कि experienced or non-experienced users, they don't require to go and understand the entire technology again. और हम उनको टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं, व्हाट्सएप की ट्रेनिंग किसने दी है? किसी ने नहीं दी है. आपका स्मार्ट टीवी जो ऑपरेट करते हैं, उसकी ट्रेनिंग कौन देता है? टाटा स्काई का जो यूसेज आता है कि स्क्रॉल टू मेन्यू, मींस माय फादर इन लॉ एंड एवरीवन, दे हैव सीन स्ट्रगल, बट उन्होंने 2 बार देख लिया कि कैसे कर रहे हैं, दे आर ऑल्सो एबल टू यूज इट. तो टेक्नोलॉजी का स्क्रीन जब बनाते हैं हम, यूजेबिलिटी ऐसा होनी चाहिए कि एक काम हो गया, नेक्स्ट बकेट में कैसे जा रहा है, दैट वर्क फ्लो हैज टू ऑटोमेटिकली हैपन. डिसीजंस हैज टू बी, जैसे ही उसने लॉग इन किया, एक जॉब कार्ड एग्जीक्यूट करना, उसको पूरा सिस्टम का देखना ही नहीं है. मैंने लॉग इन किया, मेरा जॉब है सिर्फ जॉब कार्ड एग्जीक्यूट करना. मेरे को जॉब कार्ड असाइन किया, जॉब कार्ड दिखेगा, ओपन चाहिए तो जॉब कार्ड रीड आउट करेगा. आपको पढ़ने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, रीड आउट करेगा कि तुमको ये 3 आइटम्स करने हैं, वो करेगा 3 आइटम. एक बटन दिया होगा, स्पीकर में बोलो और सबमिट करो. सिस्टम्स कैन बी मेड बेस्ड ऑन द इंडस्ट्री एंड गेट इट डन. ऑफकोर्स अपना अपना एक लिमिटेशन रहता है, चैलेंज है, बट योर पॉइंट इज करेक्ट कि हम सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स को लेते हुए, and it should not become कि finally the owner is sitting and writing the data. ये point एकदम है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी डिजाइन द सॉफ्टवेयर इन दैट मैनर कि इट इज नॉट कि उनको जाके आईटी एक्सपर्ट बनना है, उनको सिर्फ सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करना है, एज सिंपल एज यूजिंग व्हाट्सएप और अ डिजिटल टीवी.
So the one Mr. Nimesh also do have a good question. We can read it out.
Yeah, is it priced as per number of users or it can be integrated with tele customization with unique BOM and all that? देखो इसमें हम लोग जब कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जब हम लोग का डिस्कशन हुआ था अनुप जी और नीतीश जी के साथ, जब हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि सॉल्यूशन जब बना रहे, हम नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स के ऊपर कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं डालना चाहते. इंडस्ट्री में सॉफ्टवेयर अगर हमारे जाते हैं, वी डोंट, क्योंकि जैसे ही लाइसेंस, यूजर का लाइसेंस आता है, तो आदमी क्या करता है, 10 लोग है फैक्ट्री में, एक ही लाइसेंस लेके 10 लोगों का काम कराएगा. इट विल नॉट सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. तो हम लोग लाइसेंस वाला रखते ही नहीं है. हम लोग ये बोलते हैं कि ये इन्वेंट्री आप ले लो, चालू करो. इट इज, यू हैव 5 पीपल, 10 पीपल और 100 पीपल, एवरीवन शुड वर्क ऑन इट. सो दैट इट इज द, जब सॉफ्टवेयर डिस्कशंस करेंगे तो उसमें जा सकते हैं, बट दैट इज देयर. टैली के साथ इंटीग्रेशंस बहुत सिंपल है. आजकल जो टैली, जिसने लाइसेंस वर्जन लिया है, दे गिव इंटरफेस कि यहाँ से डेटा जो बना है सिस्टम से सीधा टैली में एक्सपोर्ट हो सकता है. आपका ईवे बिल बन सकता है. बनाने के लिए वी कैन मेक इट मोर इंटरैक्टिव, क्योंकि जब डेटा आ गया है तो कहीं पे भी जा सकता है. आपका जैसे बिल बॉम्ब बनाना है, all that can be done very specific. And because the system में डेटा है, we can also enable कि आपने वहां पे डाउनलोड कर दिया, कि ऑर्डर का डिटेल डाउनलोड कर दिया आपने, एक्सेल शीट करके उसको और भी प्रोसेस करना है तो कर सकते हैं. सो वो सभी चीज कर सकते हैं. दैट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी.
And Mr. Mukesh do have a question. उससे पहले था price for subscription.
हाँ, नहीं तो we can definitely, मतलब because we were not here to pitch any specific software, our focus for today was कि digital जाना जरूरी है. Let's have a conversation. We can have one more follow-up conversation, Mukesh ji, with you, and we can understand and detail. आपको demos ने वो सब देकर भी हम लोग we can discuss on that part of it. मुकेश जी, आपका कांटेक्ट डिटेल्स आप मेल कर देंगे क्या बाद में, तो वी कैन रीच आउट टू यू एज वेल.
You can just display your contact details if it is available in the last slide. Is it?
हाँ है. नहीं मतलब
Okay.
they can reach through you, reach directly to us.
Yeah, I will share you his like we will share your number to them. Okay, they will contact you.
ठीक है. Any other questions or?
Mr. Srinivas, any question? Mr. Ashish Sinha, Mr. Hussain. I don't think कोई अभी क्वेश्चन है. एक मिनट. हाँ.
Okay.
Okay, we can call it.
Thank you again. Thanks a lot for
Okay.
giving the opportunity.
Thank you, Sunil ji. Thank you, Nilan. We'll put this video recording on our YouTube channel also, and we'll share this link to all the members in our different groups. So it was very useful presentation, I think, for the FCP fraternity. And thank you. Thank you, Anup ji. Thank you, Amrish sir, and all the participants. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Vinit ji. चलो सुनील जी, नीलन जी.
Thank you.
अमरीश दा.
सतुरिया साहब नमस्कार. विनीत जी.
स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग। आपको रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करना पड़ेगा शायद। ओके
चलो ओके।
नितेश, अच्छा लगा ये सब कुछ?
हाँ
अच्छा लगा नॉलेज का, इससे
हाँ
बात
हाँ,
कॉन्फिडेंस।
अरे देखो क्या है।
नहीं, बात आपकी बिल्कुल ठीक है। पहले काम चल रहा था जो चल रहा है,
हाँ
आपको
हाँ,
कॉस्ट देखनी पड़ेगी। ये ना हो सीधा आपने 8-10 लाख लगा दिया तो कुछ काम ही नहीं होगा।
करेक्ट करेक्ट, वही 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 देखो, स्मॉल स्टेप लेना है अपन, 1 लाख 2 लाख स्टेप इन्वेस्ट किया, उसका क्या रिजल्ट आया है उसके बाद आगे देखेंगे। मतलब ये बड़ा पेमेंट अपन एक साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं कर पाएंगे इसमें ना।
ठीक बात है, ठीक बात है।
हम्म। चलिए सर, करता हूँ बात में आपसे।
ठीक है, ठीक है। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।